Collective, this is gonna be a quick one. Welcome to random reading, collective reading. Please take what resonates. Okay. So, numbers relevant right now: 666 and 333. Very long story short, 333. According to my spiritual guidance and my spirit team, it is that you have protection from God, Holy Spirit, and Jesus Christ, also known as Yeshua, okay, also known as Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yeshua, okay? 666. Again, according to my spirit team and my spiritual knowledge of it all, it is linked to a rejection, a no, getting into habits, people, or places and things that are not good for you, aka karmic stuff, okay? That means going back to a person, dabbling into things that you know is not good for your spiritual well-being or your physical well-being, okay? Doing stupid stuff knowing that you will get a consequence or aka karma for it is also linked to not taking care of yourself or seeing your value. For instance, you need to get your bills paid, right? You reject your bills thinking that you should spend it on something else. Overindulgence, okay? Whether it's spending, mindset, thinking negatively, dealing with toxicity. But going back to the whole spending thing, maybe you need to go and get that couch thinking that you should not get it because you want to save. That is a karmic way of thinking. So rather save, or I would say this, rather invest than get something that's cheap that will not be long lasting. So we're gonna see what's up with the cards very quickly. I'm very tired. This is like my 6th reading or 5th of today, and I do them back to back, right? It's a lot, okay? But I'm gonna span this out for tomorrow, so basically on the 4th instead of on the 3rd. I say this to say there's also an individual. This person could be a karmic, a soul tie, a next person, lover, friend, family member. They're very nosy, and they're trying to figure out your birth chart or your astrological birth chart. Okay, so basically, a few days ago, I titled a reading Karmic West. See, number one, I'm really tired. Number two, I found out a few minutes ago that it is the Libra full moon. Yes, I get a lot more information, a lot more messages when it's transits in the full moon and new moon era. I get a lot of downloads, okay? It is annoying sometimes. Right now it's really annoying, okay? Because I'm also PMSing, but I say this to say the video I titled was Karmic, they're acting like Karmic West on drugs. And I read his entire birth chart or astrological charts. So somebody's curious about yours, okay? This could be masculine that's a curious, nosy individual. Anyone else that you're thinking of dealing with that is prying into your energy, it's them, okay? I say this to say they're trying to figure out where you're at, what time you were born, what location you were born to get the accurate information. Because I say this to say what's online is not what it is if you're not that person. And a lot of people, especially spiritually in tuned individuals, what's on paper is not what's written spiritually, okay? Because there are spiritual laws, like the laws on freaking earth. A lot of things are coded. If they're coded, if you can code switch, if you know what that means, there's code switching spiritually. Okay, so unless you're a part of that soul family, it's really hard for people to find you Because I had this been done and tried upon me, where somebody's trying to figure out my birth chart or astrological chart, but it doesn't match up to what's on paper, more so because they're not allowed to have access. Okay, it's very simple. It's kind of like some things you don't have access on earth. It's the same thing spiritually. Okay. And even if they try to, it will be hidden, because why? Going back to the number I just said, 333. You are protected by God, Holy Spirit, and Jesus Christ. Point taken. Okay. But yeah, somebody's trying to do this collective, make it make sense. It's either a karmic or a soul tie or a nosy individual, okay? Probably somebody that's probably going through something karmic right now. Maybe they're going through a 666 type of experience, right? And you're here being protected by the 333, okay? There is levels to this. You're light, they're darkness. You're being protected and they're not. That's why they're being nosy, and you're just living your best life being protected. You know, it is levels to this. So let's see what matters based on the cards, and then I can go and do what I need to do on this freaking Monday. Okay? Or just fucking rest. I'm so tired. Like, so we got this one here. Initiation by fire. Your aura is very strong now. Your energy is very heightened and you're very alluring, okay? But as much as you can attract the good stuff, the fuckery is right behind it. Emphasis on the 666. Emphasis on the people you have declined, blocked, don't want to deal with, karmic soul ties, toxic, crazy, unhinged individuals trying to come in and trying to access you, your vortex, your energy here, right? But because of your frequency and your divine power, the 333 of it all, you get me, right? They're like, you're trying to see how they can get access to you. They're trying to see how you do what you do, how you have this energy, how you have this aura. Not only are you protected, as you guys can see in this bubble, you also have freaking divine powers, okay? So if they're coming at you, they're not just breaking in, they're also getting attacked in the same breath. So if it's not you that is gonna troll that ball of fire, it's definitely a spirit team, okay? Because look at the paradise you're surrounded of or surrounded by, okay? You're not a regular human being, okay? So for the people that are karmic or soul tie or 666 individuals, I should say, trying to come against you when you're in this 333 protection of it all, they're fucking stupid to do so. But somebody is willing to try. Collective 22 could be relevant. That could be your age. That could be the freaking timeline or time that they're trying to do this on the 22nd, within 22 hours, on the 22nd week, okay? Make it make sense, okay? Now, I say this to say, this is your frequency. Definitely, if you're divine feminine or divine masculine, you got protection, and you got fucking a clap back if you need to, okay? So they will fuck around and find out if they try to, okay? Because a lot of things, and you are secret. If you resonate being a divine feminine, divine masculine, and you're here for the divine purpose of it all, right? You're not on some karmic stuff. You're not on the 666 of it all. Of course, you're gonna be a target, okay? But like I said, you have the vortex, you have the aura, and you also have protection if needed to be. Okay? Initiation by fire. You could also be a fire sign. Sag, Leo, Aries. Okay? Or this could be a fire sign that's trying to come at you. Make it make sense. Okay? These people will get their karma. This is the thing. They're already in a karmic energy. That's why they're being so nosy and curious and trying to figure it out based on your birth chart. So they're already in this darkness, low vibrational, on the losing end. So I guess they have nothing to lose. this person here will get a transformation of their lifetime. If they're not careful, they might shift energy in such a way where it's like, you know how you try to move forward in your life and be better, they will actually not just be stuck as a karmic consequence, they will also go back to the timeline when they were in their worst freaking energy. For instance, they suffered depression this timeline, dealing with you, but they have been through worse. They're gonna go back to the time when it was the worst for them if they don't stop. Okay, something about how they're trying to figure your life out and trying to see where you're heading based on your astrological chart. They will speed back to the past to when it was at worst. Because I'm also tuning into, for some of you guys, they're trying to figure your chart out so they could either, I don't know what they're trying to do, but like destiny swapping could be relevant. I have my personal take on destiny swapping, just like I have my personal take on the numbers, angel numbers of it all. I just say this: what's meant for you is meant for you, and nothing can be taken away. People might try, but it cannot be taken away. I know it's a huge thing within the occult, within spirituality right now, about swapping destinies and so on. Again, I'm going to keep this very short. Whatever they're trying to do with your birth chart or track you down spiritually, because literally they can't really do nothing to you in your flesh, so they need to go the other way. But the stupid stuff that the ignorance is that you're much more stronger spiritually than you are physically. But I guess they tried everything on the physical note, and then listen, like I say, you are this, okay? The initiate. Not only that, you're also the star seed. Listen, it's one thing being protected by God, Holy Spirit, freaking Jesus Christ, okay? But if you have the planetary system backing you up, they're in for a different type of ball game, okay? And listen, like I said, because of what this person or people, I would say karmic individuals, are trying to figure out and track you down and swap your destiny with them, they will catapult into the past when they were at their worst times. Okay? So let the games begin, I guess. 33 could be relevant, 35, age, timeline. This will give, I would say the good thing is though, because of their curiosity or nosiness and invasiveness, okay, this will give them a transformation of a lifetime. So in a way, we're waking them on their spiritual path. The bad thing is that they need to suffer a consequence of their action, and it's not just like them failing, it's also going back to a time where they were experiencing the shittiest moments, okay? And they will know when they experience it. So yeah, you got this one here. I feel like the reason why this person is trying to do what they're doing is because they're trying to clear their karma. If they know who you are spiritually, or in this case, trying to figure out based on your astrological chart, collective, it is easy to swap your destiny with them. It's easy to manipulate you, or it's easy to get access to you. I wouldn't even say manipulate. It's easy to get access to you. This is their thought process. If I find this information, then I can maneuver around collective this way. I can say this, I can say that. Maybe they will fumble, maybe they will open up, maybe they will forgive me. But the funny thing is that they can't clear something that's already written. Somebody is trying to minimize their karma, trying to figure your birth chart, astrological charts out. But the funny thing is that they're not allowed though. That's the thing. And it's even more funnier because if they do try, you will be protected because you already have your vortex, your shield up. And if that fucking breaks, which I don't think that would be the case, because just look at this image for a second. We got a whole fucking nature paradise. What's that? Like a crystal city beam of light behind you. Okay, you're here meditating somewhere in the forest. Okay, that in itself gives you protection. You could just walk in the fucking forest. You're protected. It activates your vortex here of a shield. So like, I feel like I need to break it down because it's really funny. It really is like they have to go through not only a fucking city, right? You just think of it spiritually, in spiritual terms. Let's say literally you live in a gated community. They have to pass through the freaking forest to find your house, which is this crystal city, and then they have to find you, right? Meanwhile, all of this is protecting you. You're already in a protected sacred area, creating your own vortex, your aura, right? Within that aura, it is the protection, the fireballs, just in case for any bullshit that's happening within the actual city that is protecting you. Wherever you go is sacred, collective, right? You could be divine feminine, hence the image here. I say this to say there's also light within the bubble co-signing the fireballs. Like, make it make sense. If this was a sci-fi movie, just them being in the city would take them out. Because remember, you are of light, they're of darkness. They are karmic, you're not. You're minding your business, they're snooping, trying to figure out how you do what you do, where you are, and how to swap this light with them. Maybe it would have been different if you were karmic, if you were toxic, if you allowed the bullshit. Maybe it could have worked. But this is the thing. You're minding your own business, meditating, being sacred and holy. And they're here like, I'm trying to see if I can find collective, find their birth chart so I can make them open up to me, loosen up this vortex, let their shield down, their guard down, their defense down. You know, minimize the attack, minimize the karma. Let me take on a little bit of the light. This is the person that is the opposite of you, that's of darkness, that's in this 666 energy, that is fucking karmic and a soul tie, the one that is doing wrong, that is going against spiritual law, trying to figure out based on this freaking birth chart situation, while you're here being protected. Make it make fucking sense. Okay? Excuse my speech impediment. It is what it is, right? This person here is in for... It's not even karma. Like I said before, it's not karma in terms of like you suffer bad luck to be catapulted back into the past where you experienced the worst thing ever. Okay, like I always say, you can get karma in different lessons and different ways. Everybody can get karma. It's very much like if you do wrong to somebody, you will get it back. It's one thing when you're invasive. Just think of being invasive in the flesh, in reality, right? Standing on somebody's property, robbing somebody, right? Deceiving somebody. There is fucking laws to it. There is jail. There's prison. There's confinement. Okay? There's fucking parole. Like, there's so much stuff happening on earth. And for somebody that's not spiritual and karmic, to be trying to rob you spiritually, when you're the spiritual one, when you're the one with the vortex and the aura and the freaking crystal city and nature behind you. This person is stupid. Or people. These karmic people are just this. Well, you know what? Ignorance is bliss, because I've never seen. It's almost like it's like going against. Oh, I want to bring like another example. But let's say you like in the wrestling team, right? And you know you are 80 kilograms, right? I live in a system where they go by the metric system, so you know. And all of a sudden you're like, I'm gonna take on somebody that's 200 kilograms in weight, right? Or 90. Obviously, you know you can, like on paper, you can take this person down. This is how this person is moving, collective. They know you're at 200 kilogram in weight, and they're here at 80, 60, thinking they can take you down. Knowing they can't, but they want to try anyways. It's so funny to me. Oh, there was somebody I talked to you a few weeks ago. No shade, but because I'm studying Japanese at the moment, so in Japan, tattoos are very like looked down upon, is very taboo, and it's linked to like I just have a bad reputation. And still to this day, anyone that has tattoos is deemed to be like, not a properness. And it could be like the nicest person ever, but they just have this stigma around tattoos. And they know it's not always the case. I don't think that's a good example. But going back to the tattoos thing, so I was talking to somebody a few weeks ago, a Karmic, and they're like, if I saw, it wasn't even about the weight, but they were like, if I was approaching somebody with tattoos, I wouldn't approach them because, you never know how they're going to react. So right there, this person had this stigma of like, they know where to pick their battles, right? This person here, this karmic person that's trying to figure your birth chart, astrological chart out, collective, they think they're invincible, especially against you. Their downfall is them going back to the worst times in their life, and that's their karma. But they will get a reawakening. So in a good way, spiritually, I guess it's a win-win, right? But what they're going to experience, I kind of feel like it's worse than a DKS. It's worse than a dark night of the soul. When you go through a dark night of the soul, it's not for the weak. Okay? It is not. Oh my God. Listen, this is somebody's message. I said too much. There we go. Happy full moon in, I think it's Libra. Hold up. Let me look it up. It's actually... It's actually Taurus. So on the 5th of November is actually a full moon in Taurus. This is why there's like so much messages right now. Is really annoying as a reader sometimes. You can't really relax. Okay? But we're gonna relax soon. This is somebody's like immediate, urgent message right now. Don't worry, their lesson will be going through the worst times in their life again. Okay, literally going back in time to experience that shit, whatever that shit was for them again, just because they want to pry when it comes to your astrological chart. For some, even your birth chart, but I kind of feel like it's spiritually linked, so they're just trying to figure out like where you're at. Well, for some of you guys, where you at, where you came from, and location and timeline. Okay, that whole thing when you're trying to figure out somebody's birth chart. Like I read Kanye West one for one of the readings I just did. But again, if you're somebody of that nature that has so much protection, hey, already the bell has been rung. So choices we make, if it's not the consequences of one's action. Listen, I feel like this person, they feel like they have nothing to lose. They feel stuck by you, and the only reason and their way to you is for them to know your birth charts. But the thing is this, according to your spiritual protection, who you are as a divine feminine, they're going to get karma for it, and it's not no regular karma because you're not a regular divine feminine. Okay? Listen, you're already protected, like, by nature, by freaking God, by the universe, by the planetary system, so you ain't got nothing to worry about. This is just a confirmation reading. I don't know, we just do a little of this and then we wrap it up. If you're like upset, you don't have to be upset because like you have nothing to worry about. You might get annoyed, but like you're already so protected, like you are good. You might get irritated, and if you have spiritual gifts, you might be even more irritated and more. Don't do anything. Your energy in itself is your protection field, and you have like spirit team on deck. And if for somebody like me that can sense frequency, it's already been amplified. Okay. Now, what you do in your spare time, you do in your spare time. But I'm telling you, as a fellow intuitive, as a fellow divine feminine, you ain't got to do shit. It's already been taken care for you. Okay. Don't let the irritation, annoyance eat you up. Because I'm telling you this is your freaking energy. Where's the freaking card? I must show it again, my dear people. Like the way you're protected, like you have no idea how protected you are, bro. Sis, this is no joke, okay? Freaking star child, okay? You're not, listen, they're not on your level. You don't have to stoop to their level because you guys not in the same freaking playing field, right? You hear boss energy, they're at unemployment, trying to take you down, trying to figure out, make it make sense. How can they be taking you down from the outside in? They're not even in the forest. Okay? They're not even, where is the freaking card? They're not even in the freaking forest. So, like, collective, just let it go. It's let it go. Anyone that wants to be like, I need to do a return to sender, don't. There's no need for it. Just look at this image. There's a freaking city behind you. There's forest. You're in the freaking water. You're just standing there meditating. That in itself brings your psychic powers. Okay? You have a freaking vortex. Aura is beaming around you. The protection is beyond. Okay? Listen, relax. My collective, just relax. You ain't got to do shit. this person here is probably one of those people that will have to like suffer the consequences of prying into your life forever and a day. They will never be over you. They'll always be nosy, obsessive, whatever the case may be. Now, obviously, if you feel like it's overwhelming and overbearing, a cord cutting will suffice, okay? But even that, like, if they're going back to the past where they suffer the worst, I promise you, the suffering, the agonizing in terms of their life, it was before you, and it's going to double after what they do because of you. So, collective, don't do shit. You ain't got to do shit, okay? I think that's it, collective. I'm about to wrap it up. I'm gonna do some music channelings tomorrow, and yeah.